Welcome to Fewer Things Better. This is the place for all of us who are big on goals and short on time. Together, we'll explore smart, simple ideas on how to retrain your brain and unlock your life. I'm your host, Kristin Graham. Let's get started. What if having less could actually make you happier? And by less, I mean less of the stashed away stuff that we somehow accumulate over the years. That eclectic mix of keepsakes and hang-on-tos that all belong to past versions of yourself. I thought I was pretty good at decluttering until I moved houses twice in 1 year and found boxes I didn't even remember owning. This is not an annual activity I'd recommend unless you really enjoy sorting through a mishmash of miscellaneous boxes. But in doing a double move, I've had to sort through the closets, cabinets, and corners where life quietly piles up. While breathing in dusty old memories, I've been doing a lot of thinking about the real inventory of it all. Not just of what I've kept, but of the emotions that are packed in there too. The bottom line on top of this episode is that the less we own, the more we actually have. As modern humans, we live surrounded by abundance, and not just in the #blessed way. The average U.S. household is estimated to contain more than 300,000 individual items. Think about that for a minute. 300,000. And that stat is from a newspaper article over a decade ago. But regardless of the exact number, each item that we have in our physical space also carries mental space. Neuroscientists have also found that visual clutter competes for our attention. It increases our cognitive load and it makes it harder to focus. So that goes for all of the digital storage that we're holding on to as well. Now, our brains are constantly scanning the environment, digital and actual, for what's important. So when our environments get overstuffed, all of our mental filters get clogged. So why is it so hard to let things go? Well, psychology gives us two big clues. The first is the endowment effect. And that's our tendency to overvalue something simply because it's ours. Like that sweatshirt with holes from college. We wouldn't pay $3 for it in a thrift store. But it feels priceless because it's ours. And the same is true for family heirlooms that get passed down. They may not be our taste or we may not have the space, but somehow there's DNA attaching it to our shelves. The second concept is loss aversion. Our brains register the pain of losing something about twice as strongly as the pleasure of gaining something new. Loss aversion activates the amygdala, and that's the part of the brain that processes fear and danger, which means decluttering can feel oddly emotional. We're not just deciding about where an object goes, we're negotiating with our own self and our sense of identity and our history. Speaking of history, I found myself lugging my wedding dress up 2 flights of stairs into yet another closet. Here's the funny part. I've been divorced for 6 years. I don't feel sentimental about the dress at all. I just haven't found a place to donate it. And I'm not going to just put it in the trash, so it moves along with me from closet to closet. It's simply decision fatigue, not nostalgia. And my brain is already juggling other choices, so it is quietly avoiding this very large dress. And there are solutions for this, I'm sure. And I've even tried researching in the past what to do with it. But then I stop when I hit a roadblock. I need to just pick up the task again. And yet I procrastinate on it because it's in a closet and there's more pressing clutter around and more coming in every day. In fact, episode 158 talks about how procrastination isn't always laziness. It's often emotional avoidance. And that's exactly what can happen when we delay clearing out our stuff. We put it off not because we don't care, but because getting rid of it takes more time and brings up more feelings than we expect. So, how do we work with our brains instead of against it? One way is dopamine anchoring. This is when you pair an activity that you resist, like sorting through a closet or the junk drawer, with something you enjoy. This could be your favorite playlist, maybe treating yourself to a delicious drink or listening to one of your favorite podcasts, like this one. Over time, your brain starts linking that declutter activity with small rewards, making it feel less like a chore and more like an adjacent activity. I've also chosen to donate a lot of things to actual people versus drop-off centers. And that has given a huge lift to my happiness because I'm watching my outdated and outgrown items get new life in happy new homes. During the long days of physically handling all the things, I've also reflected on the hidden costs of holding on. What if our closets sat empty and our lives felt full? What if instead of chasing surplus, we curated quality? What if we valued our own time and talent more than our things? What if we cherished memories without needing a box to actually hold them? What if feeling truly rich meant not having everything? Some of the heaviest things we carry aren't in boxes. They're in the decisions about what to keep and what to let go. In the weeks ahead, look around your space and notice the difference between what you value and what you've simply collected along the way. And if you're not sure where to begin, start small, really small. Find a cup or a dish that you don't use anymore. Clear out one shelf in your fridge and have fun looking at those expiration dates. Delete 5 files from your desktop or apps from your phone. And make a photo album of mementos so you can keep the memory without keeping the shelf space. The point isn't to strip your life bare. It's to reclaim space, energy, and attention. Sometimes taking care to care less about things is one of the most powerful ways to practice true self-care. Thanks for listening. You can find a lot more like this by following me on LinkedIn or going to unlockthebrain.com and joining the mailing list. And if you found value in this podcast, please take a moment to rate or comment. Thanks so much. And now let's go do fewer things better.